simultaneous. Today, I would like to solve a mathematical problem related to density. I would like to give you a tip here. Usually, when you're solving a problem that is related to density, you're going to focus on one thing. For example, the amount of salt that you have, or the density. But I usually use the salt's amount mostly because it's much more easier for me. So in this mathematical problem, it says we have 400 grams from cup number 1 and 100 grams from cup number 2. They have the density of each x and y. So the total becomes 500 grams of water with 10% of density. $400 grams with x% of density and 100 grams with y% of density. And then this becomes a 500 with 10%. What does this mean? So to focus on the salts, the amount of salt that we have, I would like to do like this. So in 400 grams, we will have this amount of salt because x is the density. And then in this cup number 2, we have total of 100 grams. And y is the density. And then this becomes the total amount of salt. This is important. See, 500 grams with 10% of density. Let's make this a little bit simpler. This looks too complex, not my style. So let's get this. Now that gets us to this is the thing that we need to remember. So I'm going to erase these and say the second one is that we had 200 grams of water from cup number 1 and 300 grams of water from cup number 2. And then, boom, we end up with water that is 500 grams with 8% of density. That means, 200 grams with x% and 300 grams with y%. And then we end up in total with 8% of density, 500 grams. So let's write this here and then continue. So I recommend you to pause this video and then think of how we can make this into a mathematical way. Okay, now I will tell you the answer. So if we focus on the amount of salt, we will get this. Total of 200 and the density plus the cup number 2 parts, total of 300 and its density here, total of 500 and the density will be 8. Now, as you will know, I want to make this much simpler. So this means 2x plus 3y is equal to 40. Now, this is the important part. So this one might be a little bit hard, but we can do this. So there are two ways to solve this. So the way I recommend you to solve this problem is to do it like this. You write this here, and then I want to erase x from this thing. So what should I do? I multiply 2 to this part, which makes... And then what do? I want to erase x. So 4 minus 4 is 0. Now, we don't have x anymore. Yay! Now, we can get this. Minus 5y is equal to minus 30. Which leads y to 6. And let's get this 6 to this part. It looks easier than this part. Now, that means 4x plus 6 is equal to 50. That means 44 is equal to 4x, which leads us to this. Now, we've got the mystery solved. 11 and add 6. What do we get? Yes, 17! Okay, see you next time.